you never know when it's going to come back to you.
Yeah, 100%.
Like I said, when I was young, I was dreaming to be on HGTV.
Yeah.
But for me, it was almost impossible, like I said.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Juju, and welcome back to the 1% Juju podcast, where we teach you the practical steps to live your life like the 1%. Today, we're in Laval, Quebec, with my man Mac. You guys can see. How you doing? Thanks for joining.
Hey, I'm great. Thank you, man. Thanks for having me.
For sure. We are in one of your flips, right? That
Yeah.
You're in the process of selling right now.
Yeah, we actually have accepted offer. So
Really exciting.
we're waiting for everything to come through, and then it's going to be sold.
I'm excited. I'm really pumped about this conversation. I've been following you for a while, but for people that don't know you, can you tell us really quickly who you are, your journey over the last couple of years that took us here today?
It's always hard when people ask me that question. Who I am? Who am I?
I'm here to ask the tough questions, man.
I'm a real estate investor. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a TV host. What else? I'm just enjoying my life. I'm just a life lover, and I do what I love, and that's pretty much who I am.
It's so funny. When I was still in the dating game, I'm engaged now, but when I was still in the dating game,
you have to precise. I'm engaged now.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get in trouble. When I was like in the dating game, like girls would often ask me, like, oh, what do you do? And I was always, same thing. I'd be like, well, how do I answer that question? Do you want to ask what pays the bills, or what's my 9 to 5? Because there's a lot going on. No, I completely agree. And there's a lot that we're going to talk about today that I'm excited about. But
excited too.
What took you into real estate? Like, we're back into talking about real estate, guys. Everyone's favorite topic. But what took you into real estate specifically? You can talk maybe first about investing, and then into being because you're a realtor as well.
Yeah,
right?
I'm a realtor as well. But I started, honestly, it was just a passion. Mm-hmm. When I was young, I remember my parents bought a house in Laval, actually.
Yeah.
And they renovated. And they actually renovated the basement. Mm-hmm. And I remember I was sitting in the stairs. I was just looking at the contractor working, and I was like, damn, I just love to see the process of something that looks like, not disgusting, but something that looks basic to something that looks great. Right?
Yeah.
So that's where I was like, you know what? One day I would like to do that in my life. Mm-hmm. And then when I was 12 years old, I remember I was just walking because I was always going into nice neighborhood to picture myself in the future. And I was 12 years old, and I was walking in that neighborhood in Blainville called Fontainebleau. And
that's a nice neighborhood.
Then I saw this guy with, I think, one of the most beautiful house I ever saw. Mm-hmm. And I asked him straight up, like, what do you do? What do you do for a living? Yeah. And this guy just laughed and said, you know what? I'm in real estate. I'm buying property, I renovate them, and I'm selling them back. So that was another thing that was like, wow, I really need to do that
for sure.
And it's So that's how I was, thinking about doing real estate, and just the way I am. I just every time I have something in mind, I just want to get it done. For sure. So that's how it's all started.
Yeah. And did you start investing in real estate before you became an agent, or was that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a real estate investor first.
Got it. Okay.
And then the reason why I wanted to become a real estate agent is to sell my own project.
Yeah. What's the point of paying commission?
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. So I'm saving 2% or 2.5 or whatever. So I'm saving a percentage, and by selling it myself, so more profit. Yeah. So that was the whole point of it, and after that, like, people that have been following me for a while were starting to asking me, oh, but could you be my realtor and whatever. Mm-hmm. So it leads to that, but that was the first reason why was to sell my own project, and then after that I started to have customers.
Yeah. How do you get started with like your first flip? If you're like sitting at home watching, like, did you start with flipping, or did you start by buying something for yourself, or?
I started by buying something for myself when I was at university. Yeah. And the thing, it was crazy because I was, I bought the house, but I didn't even know how I'm going to pay the mortgage the next month. Because the thing is, it was expensive, and I was studying at the same time and everything. So what I did some renovation in the basement. Mm-hmm. I had some rooms, and then I actually rented out to some of my friends. So basically, I was living in my house for free.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I was able to go to school, work, and put some money aside and everything. So that's how I started. But in the flipping game, it was after like 5 years after that.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Yeah, because I had a company, like a estimating construction company.
Okay, yeah.
So one of my customer, this guy was like my first client, and at the time I had zero, right?
Yeah.
No money, whatever. So, and this guy, I knew he had like a lot of money because he was in construction and everything. So what I did is that I went to take some course, you know, to make sure that I'm an expert in flipping. So what I did, I just did a PowerPoint. I went to a restaurant with this client, and look, that's what I want to do. I want you to be my partner, because we had a great relationship.
For sure.
He was one of my first clients, and he was still my client at this time. So I went there, I presented my PowerPoint, and every time he had a question, because I was asking him to start $70,000.
Yeah.
So like, imagine, like, I was 24 at this time. I was 24. Imagine like a young guy, 24 years old, came to someone that's like 15 plus and say, look, I need $70,000.
70,000, yeah.
So with the PowerPoint was so with a lot of information, and I made sure that every time you had a question, like, okay, so if that happened, what we're going to do? I was like, I had the answer. I had the answer. And at the end, it was like, all right, I'll give you that money. Let's get started. So that's how after that I started into the flipping business.
Yeah. No, that's what's up, man. Because it's all about having a plan, really. Because a lot of people, like, they kind of go into things and they just don't have a backup. They don't have an idea of like what could go wrong, first of all, and things like that.
It's not always beautiful.
Yeah, exactly.
It could be, but you really need to plan it. To see if you need to have like a best case scenario and the worst case scenario, what you're going to do. So that's
No, and I was actually driving here, and I was thinking about like a bunch of questions. I think that like I definitely want to speak about the flipping game specifically, because I can relate. Like every single time I think that I've bought a property, I was like, I don't know how I'm going to pay for it. Like my first place, actually, like I had no money. I was, I think, 23 years old, and I put my name down for a pre-construction. And I was like, I have no clue how I'm even gonna come up with a down payment.
At least you did it.
Exactly. And now I'm thinking myself, but at the time I was like, oh, this is a terrible idea and everything like that. So just an encouragement to people, if you're kind of thinking about it, scared, you figure out a way as long as you have a plan.
With real estate, you're never making a bad decision.
Yeah.
Like, because even if you're paying, example, at the time you were paying too high for a property, the thing is, with the market, you're gonna catch up eventually.
Eventually, yeah.
Eventually, you're gonna catch up, and then I cannot find if you can't find someone that bought a house 10 years ago and right now is coming to you and saying, "Oh, I regret it." Bro, I give you $100,000 right now.
Exactly, totally. No, I totally agree. Like, and that comes back to the question of like time in the market instead of trying to time the market and make the perfect decision. Love that. So about the flips specifically, can you tell me a little bit about, you spoke about coming with a PowerPoint and having all the detail, being prepared.
Yeah.
How do you, at this point, kind of underwrite a deal? Because when you look at something, a property, and you're like, okay, well, because I'm looking here, it's beautiful in here, guys. Like, I wish you guys could see it.
Thank you. You can give it.
Yeah, we'll do a little sneak peek after that, but. When you're deciding how much money you're going to put into a place and things like that, like how do you do that, and how do you see if a deal is even a good deal versus a bad deal?
The first thing you need to know is the value after renovation. That's the first thing you need to know, because if you have like a good value after renovation, then you can see, okay, so how much do I need to pay for the house and how much do I need to invest in construction and renovation and whatever. So the first thing you need to know is the value after renovation, and how you can have that is by contacting a realtor, ask for the comparables. You can maybe search on Google or whatever. So that's the first thing you need to know. So example, this house, I'll take the example, but it was kind of crazy because this market, like the past 2 years, the market was just crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
So when I bought this house, I remember the value that we wanted to resell it was $515, right?
Yeah.
And we bought the house at $310, and we wanted to invest like $100,000.
Yeah.
So it was around, and then you have the closing costs and everything and the carrying cost. So I think we were making like around $50,000 or something like that. Okay, but the market was moving so fast, and the price was just rising up so fast. We ended up having it accepted off at 600,000.
Okay, wow.
So this is like 90,000 more than what we expected. So the past 2 years the market was crazy, but now we can see that it starts to slow down a bit, and then you're gonna get back to the normal. So you just need to look at all the property that's sold for the past years, for example, in your neighborhood. Example, if here it was 600,000. So I will take my 600,000 and then I will come inside and then I will bring my contractor and say, okay, so how much renovation do I need to put? All right. And then you need to add the renovation, and then you need to look. Okay, so I'm gonna take maybe 6 months to renovate this place. So you need to calculate your carrying costs, and then when you're gonna sell, you need to pay your realtor, and when you buy it, like the opening costs, you need to pay your notary and everything. So you need to calculate all those numbers, and then you're gonna have the amount that you need to pay, the minimum amount you need to pay for that property. For it to make sense. Exactly, for you to make sense. But the first number, it's the value after renovation. Yeah. So this place, you said that you guys were able to buy it for $340 when you 310. 310. Oh yeah, man. We bought it for 310, and at the time we were like, damn, it's a little bit high, but with the market, and then we were supposed to spend 100,000 in here, but we ended up spending 175,000. And it was a significant renovation. It was a huge renovation. One thing that I've run into in doing flips, and I've been really lucky having partners when I do flips, because sometimes I want to make things maybe a little too nice for what the neighborhood is. Have you run into that? Have you made maybe like key mistakes or? Bro, it's a mistake that you always have to rethink, because as soon as you walk into a project, sometimes I'm emotional. I like nice things, right? But at the same time, that's why you have good partners. So, for example, sometimes you want to put like a marble countertop. And then now I'm like just going back and say, look, all the neighbors, they only have like quartz. So we're not going to put marble, because marble is more expensive and whatever. So you always need to check your comparables. 100%. Make sure that, example, if all your neighbors have hardwood floors, you need to have hardwood floors. You cannot put like laminate floors or whatever. You need to put the same thing, right? So yes, I already been caught up into trying to put some more nice thing, but we are lucky because the market, like the past 2 years, was so good that they allowed us to do that. But in the normal market, like before when I was flipping, we were always trying to, spend the less money, because we never know. Because before you were actually putting a property on the market for 600,000, but you were expecting to have like 580 or 5, So yeah, we made that mistake a lot, but we always need to have like a good partner or someone that can just, remind you that, bro, it's a flip. You're not going to live in the property. 100%. That's very important. No, that makes perfect sense. And even like I said, like looking at this, it just looks so good. Like one of my questions around flipping as well is, how do you find those partners? Like, so you spoke about one of those partners that you found through contractors. If you're a young person, you're just trying to get started, like where can you even find these people? Every time there's like a real estate conference, and just reach out to people on the internet. You just need to reach out to people. Sometimes people are just scared to reach out to people, but I remember myself when I wanted to start, I was writing to every investor that I know just take a coffee, and you never know what kind of opportunity you can get from that. 100%. And every time I did it, I had something good, like a key that I could, like a tool, whatever that I can keep for myself, and then that helped me to grow, right? So I think it's just to go to real estate conference, make sure that if, example, you have the money, right? You need to find because sometimes when you have the money, you don't have the time. When you don't have the time, you have the money. Exactly. Whatever. You understand what I mean? So if you have the time and you don't have the money, make sure to be like an expert. Go there and, make sure you take some course to how to, the market and everything. So when you're gonna go and present yourself or present to a future partner like a project, then it's gonna be, I have to trust in this guy because he did his homework. You know, he knows the market, he knows everything. So I have trust in him, because usually when people have the money, they don't have the time to be there, to always looking for property. But you do have the time. So if you want to start, even if you don't have money, you can still do it. You just need to be hungry. You really need to want it.
For sure.
So,
No, I couldn't agree more, because I always say, like, it's all about providing some kind of value, and that value doesn't have to be monetary, right? It's like, okay, I'm going to make you some money, but like, yeah, I'm going to take some task off your hand. When I want to go back to the flip, because I remember there's one question I wanted to ask you. So one thing that you do really well is like social, and that's how I found you. It's like social media, like just looking through one of your flips and seeing the before and after. Obviously, that's the cool thing.
I love it.
And how do you? Because social media can be a great, like, you know, I don't know, like,
changed my life.
Yeah, and I don't know if you're necessarily like, you know, making money from social media now, but it can be a great avenue to making money. But I can think about when you're making flips, when you're flipping homes, how much does that play into like, oh, well, this is going to be a good opportunity, even though I'm spending a little bit more money here, this could be a great opportunity for social media. Does that ever play into it? Or
the thing is, like I said, social media changed my life, right? So at first I didn't really want to go into social media or whatever. So I had one of my friends who actually started in social media, and then he brought me into the YouTube game while I was watching YouTube videos, whatever. And then I was like, oh wow, this is great.
Yeah.
And then I started my YouTube channel. That's where I started. I started my YouTube channel, wanted to document my flips and everything. So of course I was paying money. I was always paying money to the cameraman, whatever. I was not making money. But just the value that I was giving to people, and then people would just roll me back and say, oh man, we love what you do. That gave us so much information. I want to start in real estate now, or whatever. At first that was only for that. Just the fact that I could help people. Right, and at the same time, I'm not gonna lie, it's just when I was young, I was watching HGTV a lot. You know, the befores and afters and everything. So for me, it was kind of a way for me to replicate that, like, but by my own. Because for me to be on HGTV was impossible when I was young, because they're in Ontario, they speak English. At the time, I was not even speaking English. And as you can see, I still have my French accent, you know, so.
But your English is good.
But you know, I have no choice. I'm shooting a whole show in English, so but at the time, it was almost impossible for me to have like a YouTube channel, whatever. It was a way for me to see myself and see the before and after. And I just maybe in a couple of years, I was going to look at this, and I was like, oh wow, that was great. That was a fun experience. So that was first, and then I started to realize that it took a lot of, you know, catching some highs to the right people or whatever. So now people were starting to reaching out to me like, oh, you're an expert in real estate. Would you like to come to do this radio show? Would you like to come and do this TV show, whatever? So social media, I think, is really important for now. Everybody needs to have a platform, because we're in an era that, like, if you don't have a platform, like, people don't even watch TV anymore. The only thing they're watching is social media. So if you actually want to write your own story, you need to have your own platform and tell your own story. So
and I find it cool, because I want obviously you spoke about being on TV, so you kind of spilled the beans here.
Oh shit!
No, y'all good. We're gonna talk about this more, but like what I really find cool with YouTube and everything is, like you said, you're telling your own story, and sometimes when you get caught up on, you know, TV networks and things like that, they kind of want to shape it the way they want to, right? So you're still responding to someone else. While like with YouTube, social media, you're really having your own intellectual property. Everything is you, and that was always really cool. But how much time do you put into? Because when I think about like your reels on Instagram and all that, your stuff is really good, obviously. So so how much time do you put into social media, and how much, once again, like, does that play into, okay, well, I'm gonna buy this place, this is a great social media opportunity, or is it more an afterthought?
It's always like in the process, but because the thing is, sometimes people think too much, like, I'm gonna buy this property, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. But the only thing is just, you just need to document your process. So if I'm buying a property, I'm not thinking about my social media, because I know that anyways, I'm going to do like videos about it because this is the process. Even if I'm buying a house and I don't do anything on it, I'm still going to put it on social media. Look, guys, I bought this house. I put $0 and then I sold it back for that amount and I made that amount. So it's just documenting your process, and that's what I'm doing for a living. So it's just like documenting what I'm doing. Yeah. You know, and you know, about the time that it takes me when I want to do like just stay consistent, because it's hard sometimes to stay consistent with the social media and posting every time. So what I'm doing, example, I have 2 days a week that I'm shooting a lot of videos, and then my cameraman send them to me, and then now I have like backups for a couple of weeks. So now, example, I'm doing this like for 2 weeks, and then I have like, I don't do anything for like 3 weeks, and then I do it again. So that's the best way to keep up, because if you have to shoot every week,
it's hard.
It's almost impossible. It's almost impossible. Like my schedule don't allow me to do that. Like it's impossible. Yeah.
And let's talk about then like how that then led you to now you're on TV, which is when I saw that I was like, what? How did this guy get on TV? Bro, tell me a little bit about like that experience, how that got set up, like how that happened.
But first of all, I did my first TV show. Like I was a real estate expert, but the thing is, I was sitting like on a couch and I was just like giving some information. Yeah. It was on Canal V. Okay. Here in Quebec. Okay. But the TV show that, you know, that was so surprised, and for me it was like a dream come true, was when I got the message from HGTV. So basically it was on Instagram. They reached out to me on Instagram, and the guy told me that, we came across your YouTube channel. Okay. That's nuts. And we like what we see and whatever, so we'd like to put you in contact with you know, a production company, or they're thinking about this show or whatever. So, and then it was happening so fast. And then I met with the production company. They said, we want to do this show called Hoarder House Flippers. Did you ever flip a house? And I'm like, yeah, I'm flipping houses. And then just like that, I was on TV. I was on HGTV, like that quick. But the thing is, every time I'm thinking about it, I'm like, you know, in life, when you just have a dream and just throw it like this in the universe, you never know when it's going to come back to you. 100%. Like I said, when I was young, I was dreaming to be on HGTV, but for me, it was almost impossible, like I said. So when I got that message, I was like, bro, so which YouTube video did he saw? Because maybe that video, I didn't even want it. I might didn't even want to film it. But I ended up filming it and just posted, and that video made this guy see it and made me now with my brothers and my friends on HGTV, bro. And that's crazy, because usually they don't even come to Quebec. They're just in Ontario. So, you know, when you have a dream, guys, just throw it into the universe, and you never know when it's gonna fall back on you. So no, that's dope. And what does that look like as far as like filming? Like, did they find the property and then you go? Okay, it's all real. Like it's
real time.
It's us finding the property, us like spending the money, and us selling. It's like they're only there to film. Like this is our day to day. They're only there to film. You know? Wow. So it's crazy.
And you're like, so there's a season coming up, or
we actually already did the season 1. Okay. It's available on HGTV on demand or on Stack TV. Okay. But basically, it's Stack TV. When I say Stack TV, people doesn't know, but it's actually on Amazon Prime. Okay, got it. Amazon Prime is an app on Amazon Prime. Then you can get it on Stack TV. Okay, got it. And now we're shooting for a season 2. Okay. So now we're shooting the second season, and it's I just love this shit. Can I say shit?
Oh, of course.
I love this shit, man. No, but honestly, man, it's every time they're calling us, and then we have to be on set. Bro, I'm like, I can't even sleep like the day before, because I'm so excited to get back on set with all the cameras, and then honestly, we have like an amazing crew. We have an amazing production team, and we have an amazing crew that worked on a lot of great shows on HGTV. Everybody knows the Property Brothers.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Scott McGivry and all those guys. And the production all worked with those guys, so they know how to make like a great show out of what they have.
Yeah.
And the thing is, we were a first new show, and we actually got a second season. We actually got confirmed a second season without even the first season was airing. So
really?
They just liked what they saw, and actually we have like a couple in Toronto, and then we have a brother and sister in Winnipeg, and all those guys they're all amazing. Honestly, we're blessed.
Yeah,
we're blessed, man. Everybody's fucking cool, man.
Yeah, man. That's really cool. That's really dope to hear, especially like the work and, like I said, putting something in the universe and it actually happening. That's pretty dope. Talk to me a little bit about the challenges of having a show, because you spoke about like filming a show in English when that's not your first language, like that being one of the challenges. Talk to me about some of the other challenges or that specifically.
Honestly, the first challenge was the language barrier, because I speak French almost every day. That's my first language. So I do speak English, but the only reason why I speak English is because I was watching NBA players. I was watching like some movies in English, but I never had like a proper course. Of course, in school, but in school how it is. We don't really listen. We don't really listen. So it was more about like hearing people talking and everything. So when now you have to shoot a show, and then you need to use some specific words into the design and everything. It was a little bit hard for us, because at the same time, every time, example, we're on a scene and we're on a good pace, and then the thing is we have to translate everything while we're speaking. So sometimes you're on a good pace, but while you're speaking, that word you don't even know how to see it. So it fucks everything. But that's the like the kind of the small problem with it. Honestly, every time they come and shoot with us, we're actually getting better, and it's more easier. But at first, it was a little bit of a struggle. It was a little bit hard, and even now, like I can speak, I can have like a conversation with you, but I still sometimes some words that I don't know how to say, or even sometimes like some grammar that I don't know how to say. But it's all about the flow, and just. I will never say no. I don't speak English. I cannot do the show.
Of course not.
Oh my god. Like I think a week. Like as soon as I knew that they said like yes, we want to go forward with you. Like I was actually all of my entourage. I was like, okay, so from now on, everybody has to talk to me in English.
Right.
I need to practice. I need to practice, and So that was cool. Like one of the biggest challenges, and the other one was that. They are in Toronto. They are in Toronto, Vancouver, whatever, and we're here in Quebec. So sometimes here in Quebec, there's different rules and stuff like that you guys don't have in Ontario. So sometimes we have to explain that, whatever. In real estate specifically, like example, if you want to renovate a house, you really need to have like a license, to do a flip or whatever, which we have, because that's what we were doing even before. So, but in Ontario, you don't need a license. You could just be there, and then there's I think on every step of the way there's an inspector that comes and confirm that you can move forward with your project. But here you do everything. You need to have someone that have a license. Everybody that does something needs to have a license, and at the end you have the inspection. So there were small things like that was different, but overall. Honestly, it was just an amazing experience, and we're still living it right now. And
No, that's dope. That's dope. And how about the challenges when it comes to actual flipping homes? Like when it comes to that specifically, and are you buying and holding? Are you doing a lot of buying and holding still, or are you doing mostly flips?
No, I actually have as if right now we have me and my brothers in my other apartment, we have 17 doors.
Okay, wow.
So like we do buy and hold.
Yep.
And but we're flipping a lot because honestly, I love flipping. I love flipping houses, but the challenge when you're flipping a house is always the financing. It's always the financing because right now we have 3 projects ongoing. Yeah. We have this one that's going to be sold in a couple of weeks. Yep. But we still have the money here because we pay cash. We pay cash. We pay the renovation. We pay that. So that's a lot of money that we cannot use for now. We can use it like with equity and then put it like whatever. But we can still not use it. Like there's a percentage we can use, but the other percentage we cannot touch it, right? Yeah. And now we need to start another project, but we need money for that. So the challenge that I can say is that, of course, doing it on TV, we need to do it faster. So we need to have like 2 to 3 houses at the same, two houses at the same time. So sometime this house is not even sell yet, and we still need to have the money to buy the other one and do the project. Yeah. So this is a challenge, but it's a challenge, and even if it was not on TV, it's always a challenge. In flipping houses, in the flipping game, it's always a challenge to have the financing. Yeah, the financing, 100%, like finding the money to making sure. And for other people too, it's to have like qualified contractors. You know, me, I have the chance to have my contractors or my business partners at the same time. Yeah. But there are some people that actually hire contractors, and at the middle of the job, they just left, or they just leave, or they just, you know. So I think this could be a challenge. So you really need to choose wisely your business partner, your contractor, and the people that you're going to work with, because there's a lot of money involved. And if you can just only make one mistake and you can lose like a lot of money. Yeah, 100%. Easy. Like me, it's already happened like way before. Like when I started, I lost 50,000 on the project. Yeah. Bro, I was not even able to sleep, man. Seriously. Oh man, 50,000, man. That was so much money at the time, and I was not able to sleep. But it actually made me wiser and more focused, and I just made like huge deal from after that. 100%. After that mistake, I only made like good money. So and that's the thing is, I went through a similar process where I lost a lot of money on one of my deals, and I remember for myself, like initially it was, I think, like that I ended up losing like 25,000, and same thing, like I couldn't sleep. I was like, oh my goodness, what's going on? And I remember speaking to one of my mortgage agents at the time, and he was like, hey, listen, this mistake's gonna suck, like it's gonna hurt, but in the long run, you're gonna you're gonna be very thankful for that mistake, because you're gonna learn something in it, which is and then you catch up, because me personally, when I lost that 50,000, the project right after I made like 175,000. So it's part of the process. You cannot only be there for the money. Exactly. Or whatever. It's part of the process. And by the way, if you're flipping houses just for the money, you're gonna quit. You're gonna quit. Because initially you're not making. Bro, initially like my first deal I made money, but it was honestly I was not even supposed to make money. I was not even supposed to make money, but I was fine with that because I was learning, and I'm so passionate about the before and after that for me it was okay. Yeah. You know, sometimes when I have like hard days, whatever, even if it's 1 a.m. or 2 a.m., I take my cars and I drive to one of my projects. I'm just sitting in there and just imagine myself, look, that's what you wanted when you were young. You're living it. Yeah. It's always like a way for me to just, when you have a hard day, because everybody do have hard days. Yeah. So this is just to tell you how much passionate I am about real estate. About flipping houses, about it. I'm really passionate about this. Now, I love that you mentioned that, because one thing that I'm trying to talk a little bit more about in the podcast is the idea of gratitude and like mental health and the perspective. Because I remember, so when I played football in the US, and I remember like there was games like when I was hurt or I was like redshirting and things like that, and I was like, okay, well, this sucks because I'm not playing today. But before every game, I would walk around the field and just look around and be like, yeah, you dreamed about this. Yeah. And the idea of gratitude, and I think that we often forget to do that, to realize, like you just said, just go to something that you've accomplished and look at it and just say, like, I did this. This is something that I really want to, and we often just forget pump you up again, and then bring that fire again, and you need to do that. You need to do that. 100%. Yeah, talk to me about Imo Bros. What's going on with that? Because it was the first conference this year, right? Actually, it was I didn't do any conference for the past 2 years.
Okay, but you had it before.
But I had two conferences before, like like
in person,
in person. And actually, the first one was in person. The second was in person. The third one was online.
Got it. Okay.
And the fourth one was in person.
Okay,
right?
Got it.
So, bro, Emo Bros, it's crazy because honestly, it's when I started in real estate doing my videos and everything, and then I started, like I said, to have like some attention from people. So even people here in Quebec that are well known in real estate. And then they started to invite me to do some conference and they're like, how can I say that? They're club, like real estate club or whatever. There was like a couple of them here in Quebec. And the only thing I was always realizing is that there was not a lot of people like me, right? There was not a lot of people like me, which is okay. But what I realized is that I was always going to those, those events because I was not scared. I was so passionate about it and then I decided when. But there's a lot of people that maybe feel uncomfortable going there and maybe just being the only black person or being the only, I don't know, Arab person or whatever, right? So, and then I started like, but bro, when I'm talking to my friend, they're all interested in real estate, but I never see anybody of colors or any minorities in those events. So I decided to create my own, like Emo Bros. And then, bro, the first one was a huge success. We were sold out, and then after that I had to like stop, like texting me, I want to come, and then I realized that it was actually open for everybody. Like we're not only for minorities or whatever. It's actually open for everybody. But 98% of the audience was from the community. You see, so the only thing that I was telling me is that I needed to do that because that's what we actually needed in the community. So that was the one of the reasons that I wanted to do that. And at the same time, the one thing that I'm really proud about it is that when I'm doing a conference, there's a lot of people of like 18 years old, 20 years old, cool. A lot of young people.
Dope.
And actually, when you go to like some other real estate club, there's always like older people. And I think with the videos and with the way, maybe I don't know, that I'm making it fun or whatever. Right. Young people are like, oh, real estate is actually cool.
Exactly.
Real estate is actually cool, and then if you can do it, I can do it too. So there's a lot of young people, and I'm really, really proud of that.
That's really dope. And what is it specifically like? What is talked about at the conference is just a variety of real estate advice.
It's a lot of real estate advice. Example, sometimes we have like a private banker that can come and a private lender that can come and talk to us about how they can lend money. We have people like me that does flip. We have people that are more into the multiplex that come and explain how you have to do it. We even have people that just come, like example, like notaries and lawyers that just come and explain how to move in real estate. You need to have, example, a incorporation to do flips, and just actually to help people get started into real estate. That's the whole point of it. It's a big conference, and at the same time, it's like a réseautage, like networking, and
that's so dope, man. And I'm not trying to give all the information out for free, man. I am going.
I'm good, man.
No. I will, because this year I think I was in Jamaica when it was happening. But once again, like I was seeing it was happening, I was like, oh man, I wish I could have attended. But
bro, there's another one. There's another one in September.
Okay, I will try definitely my hardest to be there at the one in September. So that's really, really dope. What else? Like, so we spoke about flips, we spoke about Emo Bros, which was really important. What is maybe something that like you have on the horizon? Like, what are some things that are coming for you?
What are coming for me? Honestly, I really want to focus on that TV thing. I really like it. Like I said, I dreamed about doing that for my whole life. So I really want to focus on that. I don't know where it's going to land us, me and my brothers and whatever, and my friends, but I really want to focus on that, and at the same time, want to keep building my real estate agent company.
Yeah.
I actually have part of my family. I have my girl. I have my brothers who's doing their course, and yeah, we're going to be a team, like a real estate team. So that's what's coming for me, like as of now.
That's really
oh no, something else.
There you go. We got
something else. I'm actually starting my own kitchen cabinet company.
No.
Because in every project you always need to order your kitchen and blah. So I decided to start my own.
Really?
And like we're actually on the paperwork right now, so this is coming really soon.
Yeah. That's one thing that's always hard to find. Like people don't realize, and those things are not cheap. So it's a good market. It's not
cheap, and that's actually a lot of companies. They're booked.
Mm-hmm.
Like even you go into any company, they're like, oh, but you have to wait 10 weeks.
Yeah.
You have to wait 12 weeks. Like
exactly.
It's kind of hard sometimes. Yeah. So it's better to have like your own company, and then you can like control the narrative a little bit more.
I love that, man. Like, it's hard to find kitchen cabinets. I'm just gonna start my own company.
That's pretty much it.
Oh man, that's really dope. That's the one thing I wanted to mention when you were speaking about Emo Bros. Like, I find it really cool. Like what you mentioned. It's hard to jump back. My mind's all over the place, so
good,
bear with me.
We're the same.
Yeah, exactly. But I find it really cool. Like what you said about. I feel the same sometimes. Like, not necessarily having your community as represented, but when I go back and I speak to the young people, like you said, like there's a lot of people that are 18, really young. They're all passionate about it, right? They want to learn, they want to do it, they want to make better, they want to change the narrative. Like a lot of people don't come from a lot of money, but they want to change, their family, their generational person.
Well, bro, it's
exactly.
all about real estate.
Yeah.
Just imagine if, bro, because we don't even need to talk about the past, but we all know that we didn't have that chance here in America or whatever. We didn't have the chance to buying properties and then lend it to our children and then create that wealth.
Pass it down,
Because example of property that now worth 300,000, okay, that I'm buying. Just in 20 years, the property will probably double.
Exactly.
Right? Probably going to worth 600,000, right? And then I'm going to pass it to my son. And then my son gonna get it and the value is 600,000.
Yeah.
And then when he's in 20 years, how much is property gonna cost? Maybe, I don't know, like $1 million.
Right.
And then he's gonna give it to his. That's how you create your generational wealth.
100%.
And now it's the perfect timing to start to buy. Like when people asking me when should I start in real estate?
Yesterday.
You need to start yesterday.
Exactly.
Like you need to buy as soon as you can. As soon as you can. Like you said, you bought your first house at 23. I bought my first one at 22. And even in my head, I was like, bro, I should have bought it at 18.
Right.
And, but I can get really
passionate
talking about that, bro.
No, I love that. I mean, it's necessary to have some people that are passionate about something and are going about, what they're passionate. Honestly, as much as you think that you just put it out in the universe, but that's really what it is. Like it's your passion that took you on TV, right?
Exactly.
Like it's your passion that took you there, which is really cool. And the fact that you're not scared to be a trailblazer, like it takes some of us to go into those places where we're not as represented and to say hey, I'm going to bring people and make them feel, not as uncomfortable as maybe you feel and change that experience, which is really dope.
Say it louder.
Yeah. Oh, Mark, this was a great conversation, man. Where can the people find you? Like, plug the TV show, your stuff.
You can actually find the TV show on HGTV On Demand, the season 1, or on Stack TV. We're shooting right now the second season. I think it's gonna air on June next year.
Okay.
So you can catch it on HGTV. Also, you can find me on Instagram, Le Mac Immobilier. You can find me on Facebook, same thing, Le Mac Immobilier, or my YouTube channel, Le Mac Immobilier too.
Yeah, we'll link all that in the description. But man, this was a dope conversation.
Oh, bro, thanks for having me, man. Honestly, it was a long time that I didn't have like a good conversation like that, talking about that actually brought me back to the beginning, and I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
No, man, that's really dope, man. I encourage you in everything you do. Like I said, we'll link everything. We'll continue following, and guys, stay tuned for Emo Bros conference. If you're in Montreal or anywhere close, fly in. It's going to be worth it. You're gonna want to be there. So Guys over there, you guys know what to do. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast, all that good stuff. I don't need to remind you. But as far as today, you already know, make sure that you're taking the steps today to ensure that you're 1% closer to your goals than you were yesterday. Thanks for joining again.
I'm fine.